The evidence suggests that good study techniques are good study techniques, right? There's not as much variation. Like if you actually look at people who score really, really high on exams, they tend to have very, very, very similar mindsets, very, very similar methodologies, very, very similar beliefs amongst them. They say that people that aren't successful, for 10,000 unsuccessful people, there's going to be 10,000 ways in which that might happen. But for successful people, there's like one way. They actually say that about happy people, right? For unhappy people, there's like 10,000 unhappy people, there's 10,000 different ways to be unhappy. I think that is in many ways true about study methodology. So in terms of study methodology, it actually is quite simple. In order to do well in studying, you have to have a method to learn something well. And learning something well typically means you want to see things from a principle standpoint, and you don't want to just memorize it. The best students I have ever met, all of them had a very deep understanding and a principle-based understanding. They did a study once where they looked at advanced physics students, like grad school level students, and then they looked at beginning, and they would show them different physics problems, like if you shoot a arrow, and how long does it take for it? It's like 5 meters above, starts 5 meters above the ground, and it's shot horizontally, and it's X, centimeters per second, and how long will it take for it to fall and hit the earth? And then there would be another one that's like, you have a ball that's rolling down an incline, and how fast will the ball be moving? And things like that. There's a ball and a spring. They would ask the beginning physics students, they would say, okay, how many problems do you see among these 3 problems? And the beginning students would say, oh, well, there's 3 different problems. There's the arrow problem, there's the ball rolling down an incline problem, and then there is the ball on a spring problem. The advanced students would say, no, actually, there's only one problem. All of these are just different forms of potential to kinetic energy, right? They're just really the first law of thermodynamics. That's the first step that you need to find the right study method, is that no matter what it is that you do, you have to have a means of understanding and applying principles. The second thing that you need if you want to find the right study method is that you need to have a means of retaining it. Now, for things in high school, for things that are very principle-based, you might not have to do a lot to remember it. Like in high school, I didn't have to spend a lot of time on retention because there really weren't that many principles in physics. However, as I went further and when I went into subjects that required me to have much broader knowledge, like biology, like pretty much all of medical school and residency, I needed to have a means of remembering that. And so for me, and frankly, I honestly think that this is true for 99.9% of the population, you really want to learn how to use spaced repetition. So Anki is a really, really useful way of doing this, but there is just a massive unfair advantage for those of you that actually learn how to use spaced repetition the right way. Most people, again, use spaced repetition the wrong way, which is they break the first rule, which is they're just memorizing things. They just have this regurgitation, and usually they're using flashcards that other people have made, right? But regardless, the second principle of the right study method is that you need to have a means of remembering it. And then the final step is that you have to know how to use it. You have to learn how to apply the information, because applying it will A, help you remember it better, and B, help you learn it better. And C is the way that for most of the important standardized exams, like AP Physics, AP Chemistry, like the MCAT, like the USMLEs, they're all asking, not can you just regurgitate it, not can you memorize something and just, vomit it on a page, but can you actually understand it well enough that you can use it? Those are the 3 things for your academic comeback, the 3 things that you'll need to do. Learn it well, ideally from a principle, like why does this make sense, can I make connections standpoint. 2 is make sure that you can actually retain that information effectively. And again, spaced repetition is a fantastic way of doing that. And 3 is that you have to keep practicing actually applying it. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.